Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Creighton Show. Another exciting show, definitely another exciting guest. Today we're going to talk to a young lady who, let's use this word, perseverance. We haven't heard that word in quite some time. It showed its face coming out of COVID. It showed its face during the election. But another word also showed up, grace. But let's go deeper. Imagine being in a small town and a choice that you made could affect the rest of your life. And not in a way of affecting your life, but affecting your life so much that I think it makes you go back and focus on the word perseverance and grace. Let's welcome to the show, all the way from Minnesota, Erin, Curran to the show. What's up, baby girl?
Hello. Hi. Thanks for having me on.
Small town, and sometimes with small town things, you have a small town beast mindset. You mentioned in your bio that you suffered with, not suffer, let me reuse this word. You had to deal with this type of mindset with what happened to you in your life. And it all started with a divorce. Before we get started with that story, tell the viewers a little bit about who you are first.
Well, my name's Erin, and I am a librarian. That's how I pay the bills. So I know that people are often surprised to hear that that's what I do, because I don't fit the stereotypical librarian. When people imagine a librarian, I don't fit that box. But I was also a competitive swimmer. I swam Division III in high school. Well, I swam competitively for like 20 years, and so I think a lot of my perseverance and drive and just willingness to work hard comes from being in the pool. Like, I don't know how many hours of my life staring at the black line, training for a race that was 6 months away, and so. And I'm a mom. I have 3 wonderful kids. And I love to work out and am super active. I like to read. That goes with the librarian thing. But I would say that I'm just like a caregiver, and I'm someone that people can depend on, and I get stuff done. And sometimes that's a blessing and that's a curse, because when you're the person who always is taking care of everyone and handling things, people don't really check on you. Like, how are you doing? Like, they just assume like you're always good, you're always okay, you always get it done. And so going through my divorce, I was completely devastated and blindsided by it. And so I really saw who my true friends were and who the people were that were going to back me up and be in my corner. That was more telling than anything, because people who I thought would be there for me were not. So
What do you mean, Erin, when you say you was blindsided? And because it's a small town, I take it maybe he was a high school sweetheart, somebody you went to school with, you knew all your life. You know that's usually what happens in small towns. Not to knock a small town, but usually you go to school with this person and you dream of a happy ever after. So tell me a little bit how you guys met and what actually happened.
So I met my ex-husband in 12th grade. In tennis golf class. It was like an elective gym class, and you played tennis and you played golf. So, and I always liked to golf. He liked to golf. So that was something we had in common. And also one of the reasons we got divorced. But, so we met my senior year. I went away for college. He ended up going to college in the same town. Like, we left Bemidji and we went to, it's still in Minnesota, but it's called St. Cloud. I went to a Catholic school there, and he went to St. Cloud State University. I went to St. Ben St. John's University. And we ended up reconnecting like my sophomore year of college, but we'd been in contact that whole time. And he was really my first boyfriend, and we got married. We were together for 17 years. And then I found out, it would have been November 2021, that he was having an affair with bartender at our country club. So that's how golf kind of tied back into that. And so I was devastated. Like, I wasn't happy, but I was also, I would have never left. Like, I just thought we were in the thick of it. Like, we had 3 young kids, and I just kind of thought, okay, it's just that time of life. It's just difficult right now. But yeah, so he chose to do that, and then for like, I would say it was like 6 or 7 months, like he was telling me he broke up with her, that we are gonna work on it, we are gonna make our marriage work. And then I found out that he was still seeing her, and it had just been like the most like excruciating, just gut wrenching pain. Like, I remember I would walk around and be doing things like at Target, and I would be like, how can people be just shopping? Like, if I'm like 2 seconds away from completely falling apart. And so it took a long time to like rediscover who I was, because my whole identity had become being a mom, like taking care of my kids, taking care of my family. And that was like all I did. Like, I had to get, after he left and before he left, so we share custody of our kids. Before that, I'd never been away from them for more than 2 days. So it was like a culture shock for me, because all of a sudden I didn't have anyone to take care of. And so I had to like refigure out what I like to do, what now all of a sudden I had 5 days at a time where I just had to take care of myself. And so I had to figure out how to cope with missing my kids, how to use my time, like, and just get to know myself again. And so it really was a blessing in disguise, because I am so much happier now. But going through that betrayal process, I don't wish that on anyone. Like, it was gut wrenching.
Now, did you know this lady?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. She actually, so she's not much younger than me, but she had student taught. I think she's like 2 years younger than me, but she had done her student teaching at my school, and I like helped her out. Like, I offered to write her letters of recommendation. I knew her from the golf course, like, and yeah, it was just, I always thought she was like really cold around me. I was like, what's like what? And but then I figured out, like, oh, she's sleeping with my husband, so that's why. But
This is something, and I'm sorry that happened, but you're. Let me go back because I don't want to offend anybody. Do you think that you were a product of your environment in your society? Let me go here with this. You demonstrated this beast mindset when you were young, being and all the way up into college. So when you went off to college, your mindset was one way. Why did it resort back into mainly the small town mindset of just staying home and being with your kids and kind of going back in evolution versus